So, if you didn't watch Sony's press conference, you really missed out. That is what every press conference at E3 should be. They literally maybe had 5 minutes of talking. Maybe. That's like on the high end. The rest was just trailer after trailer after trailer after trailer. They showed so many games and only games on this thing. They announced the PlayStation VR release date and price, but other than that, everything was games, and literally just no talking whatsoever. So how it happened is it started off with an orchestra. An orchestra was just playing this kind of like inspirational music, and they were playing it, and it went on for a little while, and everyone was kind of like, what the fuck is going on? And then it just kind of cut in, and guess what? We have God of War. Yes, we have a brand new God of War game coming out, and they didn't give a release date for it, unfortunately. However, they did show a young child, and then I believe Kratos, and it looked freaking fantastic. Graphics on it looked perfect and very well done. After that, Days Gone played, and first of all, they just played like a kind of like teaser trailer for it, and it looked really good. It looked like a kind of thing like The Last of Us minus the child aspect to it. You're kind of a lone person. It showed that you used to have a girlfriend, and now you're kind of like this lone drifter. And now this Days Gone, later on in the press conference, at the very end, they actually showed gameplay of it. And the gameplay of it actually looked pretty good. It looked different than any other zombies game we've seen before, because literally he was just getting swarmed and swarmed and swarmed with zombies. Instead of like 10 zombies at a time, it was literally like 100 to 200 zombies at a time, and that was really cool. After that, Last Guardian hit the stage, and they announced the release date of October 25th, 2016. Last Guardian looked super good. I really know nothing about that series, so I can't say too much, but the graphics look good and all of that. After that, Horizon Zero Dawn. Horizon Zero Dawn is by the creators of Killzone, and again, this one had no release date. It looked super good and has a super cool concept of animals that are robots. So really, there's no animals, they're just these like robot animals that you're like fighting, trying to take control of. It's a really interesting aspect. I'm really curious to see how that story goes, whether it's going to be an open world game, all of that stuff. Now, the next one, it was one of my favorites. It's called Detroit Become a Human. Now, this one is made by the creators of Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls, and this game looks fantastic. Another heavy story-driven game, and looks very good. Next up, they showed something that literally shocked me. Resident Evil 7. And you're like, what do you mean Resident Evil 7? That's shocking. The entire game, beginning to end, playing it from beginning to end, can be played in VR. Yes, you know how terrifying that will be, and it kind of looked like they went more with like this Silent Hill kind of feel with it, like super spooky, not so much a arcade horror game. And the release date on that one is January 24th, 2017, so we don't even have to wait that long for that, and it's coming out fully on VR. Speaking of VR, VR was up next. The release date for that was October 13th, 2016, and the price is $3.99 American, so you can convert that to whatever country you live in. And they announced that by the end of the year, there will be a total of 50 games out for it, which isn't a ton, but that's actually pretty good for a launch. I believe when PS4 itself launched, there was like 25, I want to say, not very many. And then they showed a bunch of games that are going to be out for the VR within the next little while. The first one was Farpoint. I don't remember what that was. The next one after that was Star Wars Battlefront VR and The Joker in VR, which is like an Arkham City, Batman Arkham City story told through VR. And then they showed Final Fantasy 15, and some people are a little upset about this, I think, but in the Final Fantasy 15, there's the game itself coming out on September 30th, then after that, there is a Final Fantasy 15 VR experience, and I don't think people liked that too much, but you never know, it might come out well. It kind of looked a little bit kind of hokey, I guess that's the way I would call it, like they're kind of just doing it as a spoof and using the Final Fantasy name to get people to play the VR. And then after that, we had the Big Daddy Call of Duty. We had Infinite Warfare show some gameplay, and then a Modern Warfare Remastered. More of just like another teaser trailer for Modern Warfare Remastered. There was a little bit, like a very minuscule amount of gameplay shown in there. But if you want to hear me talk more about that, go over to the Call of Duty channel. That link's down in the description. And I will be making 2 videos for each of those. And then they showed that they were making Crash Bandicoot Remastered 1, 2, and I can't remember the name of the third one. It wasn't called 3, though. All of them will be remastered for the PS4, which is super amazing. amazing. That's definitely a game I will be playing. And they also announced Crash Bandicoot for Skylanders. I've never played Skylanders, can't even tell you anything about it. After that, they showed some stuff from Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens, and that one's coming out in 2 weeks, so it was good to see something that was coming out soon. And then Hideo Kojima took the stage, a guy who we didn't even know if he would be making another game. We had no idea because he kind of got fired from the company he worked for before. And he came on the stage, and the first thing he said in a very, very thick, I believe it's Japanese accent, he said, "I'm back." And the crowd went nuts. And then they showed his game, and they didn't show any gameplay or anything, but Daryl from The Walking Dead, the actor from it, is in the game. It's called Death Stranding, which is a really odd name. I don't know whether they screwed up Standing in the trailer. I don't know whether it played, and they're like, oh shit, that's not the name of it, Standing, not Stranding. But, he was in it. It didn't really show anything. It showed a bunch of dead whales and these things floating in the air, and Daryl was holding a baby. I'm sure his name will not be Daryl in the game, but it was cool to see him. Then they showed Spider-Man PS4, which was, again, super fantastic. More Spider-Man stuff is always cool. Spider-Man on the Nintendo 64, one of my favorite games ever. And then at the very end, they showed the Days Gone gameplay. Days Gone gameplay, we already talked about that. So let me know what you think of the PlayStation or Sony press conference. For me, that is what I want every press conference to be. No talking, just gameplay. I'm telling you, they knocked it out of the park. Like, everyone I've talked to about it has said that this is what every press conference need to be. They set the new gold standard, how it was just gameplay after gameplay after gameplay with no talking. But that puts an end to today's E3s. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below, and if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, guys, peace out.